It is very odd to live in a world where if you died, it would shock people but surprise no one. It's a famous line from Matthew Perry's memoir, Friends, Lovers and the Big Terrible Thing. Matthew Perry's sudden demise on October 28th took the entire world by shock. The actor was found unresponsive in a hot tub at his LA residence. His assistant found him and dialed 911, but the actor had already breathed his last breath. Famously known as the sarcastic Chandler Bing in the beloved television series Friends, Matthew Perry had a knack for tickling everyone's funny bone. But on the other hand, Perry struggled for years with drug addiction behind closed doors. The actor became an alcoholic at the mere age of 14, even underwent surgeries as a result of substance abuse. In 1997, a Vicodin addiction led Perry to his first session at a rehabilitation center, but he only briefly stayed sober. And in May 2000, the actor was hospitalized again for 2 weeks for alcohol-related pancreatitis. His appearance drastically changed during the hiatus between seasons 6 and 7 of Friends, and ahead of the release of his book, Perry opened up about his near-death experience after his colon burst from opioid overuse when he was just 49. Matthew Perry struggled with addiction for years, but he kept it a secret behind his comic genius. Let me try and get in more about this comic genius who the world is mourning. And I'm joined in by Barnaby Lane, who's an entertainment reporter from Insider. Thank you so much for joining in. Now, of course, we know that Matthew Perry became the friend we all needed as Chandler Bing. Take us through his legacy and how Hollywood is remembering this legend.
I think if you look at his legacy as an actor, he'll go down as one of the most iconic sitcom actors, characters of all time. Friends was obviously an immensely popular show, still is, and he was one of its biggest stars. In terms of his actual character and how the fans of the show will remember him, I think firstly they'll remember him as the funny one. All of those 6 characters had their unique senses of humour, but him specifically, he had great comedic timing, and he was always there to say the right thing at the right moment. But I think what a lot of people will also remember about him is he was the most relatable of those 6 characters on that show. He wasn't an actor like Joey. He wasn't a brainiac like Ross, or didn't have his dad's money like Rachel. He was just a man with a normal job, which we didn't really know a lot about. He loved his wife, but was scared of commitment. His parents had broken up, and I think a lot of people really related to him in that sense. And that's why it was such a, obviously anybody passing.
That rings true. That rings true. Now, while promoting his memoir, Friends, Lovers and the Big Terrible Thing, Perry has also spoken about how he also wanted to be remembered as someone who wanted to help people, especially those who were battling addiction, something he was even working on by planning his own foundation to help others battling substance abuse. Could you shed more light on his troubled life and struggles with addiction?
Yeah, I think it was, from what I understand, it was an open secret while he was filming Friends. They were very aware of that he had issues. Maybe the public wasn't, but at least the cast were. There was a time where Jennifer Aniston recalled being able to smell alcohol on him in the mornings. There was an intervention that was held by the cast after a recording session where he was incoherent. So that was an open secret there. And after the show finished, he eventually decided, he took a step back from acting. Even though he started some other things, he took a step back to dedicate his life to helping people with similar issues. He founded Perry House sober living facility. He opened up about his struggles in his own books. He was an advocate for drugs courts for non-violent substance abusers could be rehabilitated, and that was really how he wanted to be remembered. I think he wanted two legacies in that sense. One as an actor, but a second one as a person and someone who can offer similar people help.
Absolutely. A deep sense of sadness prevails, and of course a massive mammoth loss for all of the world, who've in fact a generation which has grown up watching him as Chandler Bing. Many thanks to you, Barnaby Lane, for joining in here on News 18 Global. Thoroughly appreciate those inputs. And with that, let's also bring you a reaction of a family member of Matthew Perry.
I love his sense of humor. I know he didn't want to be remembered as the show from Friends, but it's impossible. How could you not? He was Friends. It just feels, it's just unreal to know that he's already gone. He's such a young age.